So this is a set from EB03, and it was like right as the set released, so I think you'll notice like a proxy or two, because EB03 was really hard to acquire when it first came out, and now it's still hard to acquire. I haven't seen EB03 packs or boxes or anything on sale ever. I've only bought singles. Thankfully, this set, I didn't really play decks that used EB03 cards, or at least if they did, I didn't use them. For this like Heroines battle event, I just had to stick with my favorite deck. I think she's still my favorite deck no matter what. I'm always gonna have a very special place in my heart for Bonney. I don't even remember if I won the dice roll. I think I did, because I'm going first, and that's generally... I think going first in this matchup is way better, because the 7 Dawn turn is the one I'm the most afraid of. If I don't have any kind of removal protection by then, Ben Beckman annihilates the most important cards in my deck. Annihilates Carrot, annihilates Cavendish, any blocker that I could possibly have. So yeah, he gets rid of my Searcher immediately, which is fair, because that's the biggest strength that Vivi has over Bonney in this matchup, is just being able to have a lot more resources available. So if he can increase, or what is it? Parity is not the right word, but it's a bit of a war of attrition. So now here, 5 Dawn turn, I just play Cavendish, and I'm not worried about anything removing it, because at most next he's going to play Vivi into Nami or something. So I'm just not very scared. And then another thing, because I know attacking a lot of Vivi's board is pretty useless, I usually just opt to control the board and then hit their face, because, you know, Vivi blocks and then just pitches a card that doesn't even need counter from her hand because of her leader effect. So if I deny the blocks in the first place, then I feel like that's just the best way I can, in a way, starve her just by hitting her face over and over and over again. And this Sanji, I just never hit, because being able to draw 1 card off of the KO, it still felt going tempo neutral, because he could just so easily do like Vivi into Nami, or the new 7-cost Vivi into the Shotgun Impel. That was something I was pretty scared of, because if I didn't have any blockers, that's such a big body, and the version of the deck list I'm running kind of bricks easily. I think multiple points throughout this match. I just did not have a lot of counter in my hand. What am I separating Fordon for? It was for Zoro, okay.
He would be rested.
I may rest one of my other cards.
I think just having the blocker here is nice, because I was scared like he's just going to like power minus over and over and then try to hit my board. That's what like his leader and the 5-cost Nami are really good at doing. And I don't think I had Tashigi in my hand at this point. I'm not even sure if I see Tashigi this game. I think I do at one point. I think at one point I do see Tashigi, but I might be recalling a different match, because we've played this matchup a fair bit. This is the first time I ever played against this Vivi. Oh yeah, look at that hand. That is like 4 bricks in my hand. Seeing those 2 Shanks really sucks. I think I top decked both of those. It's just a useless card in this matchup, and I was kind of hoping to see something like a 5-cost Bonney, because if I did, then I could easily just get the useless cards out of my hand. Honestly, I'm amazed I saw 2 Shanks. I think I only run 2 Shanks, like this version of the deck list only has 2. This was a version of the deck I was only using for Heroines battles, so I don't remember what it exactly looks like. It was definitely a bit more control and midboard focus, because generally during the EB03 OP14 meta, Bonney really likes using cards like Doflamingo, Law and Beppo, Shanks to help deal with the opponent's other top ends, because, you know, like if Mihawk can't rest or his cards are just gone, he doesn't really have a lot of removal protection. People have been taking in Tashigi a bit more, I think, to help deal with cards like Gravity Blade or whatever, because Blue's bottom decking and bouncing has been very prevalent this past set. But for the most part, for Heroines battles, I kind of took that top end heavy cards out, so I was running very few ratios, and I just so happened to run into pretty much all of them this match. Yeah, I tried to. You can see me trying to show the camera my hand, or at least I was showing it to someone else who was off screen, because I had so many cards without counter. Yeah. The unfortunate Beckman, no Tashigi, but I do have another Cavendish in the back, so I'm not as worried about it. Something kind of nice in this matchup that I do have to force out my opponent. They have to use all their leader effects and do all of their sequencing before they attack, or else I just arrest their leader, and then I just got a lot of value off of that. So it kind of makes the turns a bit more predictable, easy to play around. So what? They swing with Beckman, they swing with Sanji, and I just don't really care. Here I think I'm down to literally just 2k counter worth in my hand. No, I think I had 2Ks in my hand, and I know I'm still holding on to that Cavendish. So yeah, right now I was just really looking for any chance I could to try to get a better hand, I think. What's nice is that he took a bunch of life cards early, so I knew I could just kind of chip away at his life, and not seeing any blockers also makes actually making those hits connect a lot easier. There's that 5-cost Bonney that I was looking for. I think I was debating between that or a 2k. Oh my god, wait, I didn't take the Bonney? Wait, I'm throwing.
Straight to 2K?
2K, yeah.
Can I see what else he does?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Wait, now I'm also confused. I totally thought I took a 5-cost Bonney here. Did I even play one this game? Now I'm like thinking. Wow, I've asked it. This is why I go back to remember my games, to look back and see what I completely misremembered. Because I guess taking that Drake alone, that won me the game. This is great commentary we got going on, because I don't even... This was about a month ago. This match was kind of like... This was in February, and I'm recording this March 25th. And I plan to upload this tomorrow. So... This was hazy. I finally just start swinging with like my small bodies just to put in a little bit more pressure, because he just has so many cards in hand, and I know off of like Kaido or off of Shotgun Pell, you could just draw so many cards off that, and that's just scary to fight. Yeah, I'm just looking at this hand. I had 6k counter and they were all just my 2ks. I think that's kind of why I wanted to take it, because at this point he has guaranteed 3-4 swings, and I just need to be able to at least counter out of those.
Are we expecting to range right now?
Yeah, there should be like a 30-minute timer.
Yeah, he's just like, he's spreading out his Dawn here. He's getting ready to like start developing a very defensive board, because at this point he already has a decent advantage, like more cards in hand than I do, where I think I have one more life, so he really just wants to try to establish a lead. Because I remember holding on to some of these life cards for a while. I wish he was one of those players that just ignored my searchers. Yeah, at this point I see Hody in my hand, so I start playing around Hody more. I'm like, okay, this board is just a bunch of rested, like this board is literally perfect for a Dofi, because then at that point he only gets like 1-2 swings, and I have a blocker up, so he has to put in way too many resources to actually start making hits go through. He swings 10. I think do I just take it here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I decided to take that hit because at this point, once I played Doflamingo down, even if he starts establishing big bodies, I still have another Beppo Law in my hand or another 10-cost Dofi, and if he decides, he can't actually give it Rush. That's the best part about Doflamingo in this matchup. And rest in peace, Goat. When rotation hits, I'm gonna miss that 10-cost Doflamingo, because I mean this card alone, it just like this looks like such a bad position. I only have 2 characters on the board. I have so many cards in my hand, but they're all bricks. 1 life. It's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. and I can just swing 6 twice to start getting some of those cards out of that hand of his. He's holding on to an unblockable. I don't remember if that's Igaram or if that's Igaram's like wife. I don't remember her name. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and then he just blocks. And you can see that hoodie in my hand. I'm so excited to play that Hoodie Jones. Because I also know people like running a 4K counter and like just being able to rest those blockers. Because Vivi's one of those greedy decks. Any deck that likes to get greedy and has other ways to get around hits, whether it's triggers or blockers or like counter events, if you're able to get past that, Dead Man's Game and Hoodie Jones, 4-cost Nami, great cards, I think, in this meta, and that's part of why I think, I mean, green is, I love green decks because of things like that. I've been playing it since I basically started playing One Piece, and I think the Dawn and like hard board manipulation. I think from here, I just decide to play that Beppo Law in my hand so I can rest the Shanks. And then since he already has 2 other rested bodies, I'm a 7k leader. So even if he tries to go in on my board more, he has to put in a lot more resources. And I can naturally just hit his leader without putting any extra resources into it. And I kind of knew that Doflamingo was going to bait out something like the Shanks, and part of the reason why I played it there is because I knew I could also punish the Shanks thereafter. And unless he had another Shanks or another way to really just get at my board, then I would have been safe. There's no threat that I was under, because if I can just stall out 2 more turns, then I could get another big body into Hoodie Jones, go for game off of that. Especially because at this point he has so little cards in hand. I don't think he was running Kaido. Or if he was, it was like 2 Kaido, 2 Shanks. And I think Shanks is kind of rough just because if their board has any kind of removal protection, which I didn't see this game. I was talking about playing a Tashigi earlier in this recording, but I think that was a later match because me and this Vivi player. I'm not sure if I should dox people's names during these recordings, but because like I don't think this is gonna go viral or anything. But it's like, I don't know, it feels weird to just like save people's names and then post it to YouTube. That's a personal thing. This channel is called the Aura Demon TCG, but even then I don't go to my locals and it's like, hey guys, it's me, Aura Demon. What's up? But maybe I should. Maybe I should wear a big old hat that says I'm the Aura Demon. I feel like a lot of the commentary I've been giving has been pretty surface level, but I think these past few turns have showcased a lot of my thought process during this Heroines Cup. So I know at this point he only has maybe 4 swings. If he decides to go in with that blocker, by having the 2 life and then being able to get rid of one of my bodies, he has no reason to really be afraid of lethal the next turn, unless I have Hoodie Jones, which, I mean, I did, but you know, it's a hard card to play around, so I don't necessarily blame him. Especially because it's been falling off in popularity. I don't know why. I love Hoodie. I love Hoodie so much.
I was about to say 5.
So from here, he's trying to attack my Cavendish, which he also negged with the 5-cost Nami effect, and he thankfully doesn't really have any removal tools. And he already has a filled board, so there's not really anything he wants to get rid of. That Sanji isn't going anywhere. Beckman's just a big body. Naturally being 7k, that's kind of hard for me because that's either 2 cards or a blocker. And then of course the blocker Nami, which is insane value. He's trying to do Dawn math here. I don't blame him. I've spent so many turns trying to figure out just what to do. And I think I just dumped my entire hand to protect my Cavendish because I know he will really struggle to actually hit my leader since I'm 7k. He decides not to get rid of Cavendish and gets rid of Zoro instead because he's confident that he can just attack into Cavendish. I was kind of making a couple misplays. I'm not sure if I would call them misplays, but they were different decisions I was making because I was scared of him just naturally hitting me because this was a very dangerous position for me to be playing in. I didn't have a ton of counter in my hand and I only had the 1 life. And then the Beckman getting rid of my blocker. That's why I was opting to rest his naturally 7k body for most of this match. Yeah, so that -3 Cavendish, I dump 5k counter just to protect it, and then he finally dies. And the reason why I did all that was just because I was so scared he would like commit to a super duper lethal swing to my face, and if I baited him into hitting that Cavendish, I could force him to give up a bunch of resources, going for the Hody Jones here. So now with 3 Dawn here, he only has 2 cards in hand. So I know if a 7k swing here doesn't work, it's basically fucking curtains anyways. And with that blocker up, maybe he was relying on pitching a brick with the leader effect. So from here, I just try to play my math very simply, do a 7, 9, 11, even. If he can't counter out of that first swing, even if he gets 2Ks from those last few hands, or from those last few life in his hand, that's GG's. So that's the beauty of Hody Jones, and I was already planning that 3 turns ahead. And that's how you gotta play these control decks. So if you're playing anything like Doflamingo, Crocodile, or even something like an L, you gotta plan ahead. That's my advice. That's my sagely advice. 2 things. 1, if you guys want better content from me, then let me know what you want to see. It's fun to make these just for the sake of kind of getting back into the groove of editing things and making content and just talking about One Piece. I like talking about One Piece, and I kind of want to make more scripted videos. Thanks to the homie who lent me his old ass mic, because if you remember my other commentary video, that shit was crunchy. And thankfully we're onto something that sounds a bit better. I might tweak with some of the settings to get rid of some of the like reverb, the echo, because I don't have any like sound padding in my room. I'm rambling for way too long. This isn't what you guys are here for, but if you watched this much, thank you very much. You can't see it, but I'm waving, and I hope whenever your birthday rolls around, you have a very, very happy birthday.